Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm creating my very first card using Time for Tea products. I am going to be on the Time for Tea Designs design team, so that's why I have purchased a lot of new stuff. One of them is the Slimline Trio Circle die set that you can see here. You have several Slimline panels that you can cut out, and then you have those trio circle window thingy there. I have cut out the largest panel, and now I'm going to partially die cut one of these three windows out of this panel. Now I am first adding this window piece there where I think it's in the middle, and then I'm just checking it using my T-square ruler. When you want to partially die cut things, it's important to have the part that you want to die cut that should be in between the plates. All the rest should be hanging off or not be covered by the second plate. That's how you do that. And then the image that I'm using today is one of the adorable images from the All Occasion Critters by Time for Tea Designs. So only one image, you know me, from time to time I really like just using one and let it shine and then do a gorgeous background as well. Today I'm using this bear that is lying on a cloud, and I just think it's so adorable. I can also see myself making this card in multiple colors because it's just a perfect image for a baby card, but also other cards. There are endless possibilities, but also just this stamp set. It's a really popular stamp set, and I get why, because you can just make any card with it. The birthday, happy meal, baby cards, anything you want is possible with this stamp set. So that's also why I fell in love with it immediately when I saw it. So I'm using my Copic markers, as you can see here, my favorite minty blue color on the clouds, and then for this bear I'm going to use a really warm brown color combination that I use often, but I really like this combo. So I'm first going with my darkest and I work my way back to the lightest, and then I go over it at least twice, because on this paper, Transotype Perfect Coloring Paper, I find personally that I have the best results when I have 2 layers on there. So that's what I'm doing, and if I need to, I can add a third, a fourth, a fifth. Endless layers are possible. So that's what I'm doing. As I said in the beginning, I am going to be part of the design team for Time for Tea Designs. Now, design team, I'm not going to post every week. Like some of them, I am on the YouTube team specifically, so once in a month I will be on the YouTube by Time for Tea Designs, sharing a card over there. So if you haven't subscribed yet to their YouTube channel, definitely do so. If I don't forget it, will link towards their YouTube channel in the description box so that it's easy for you to subscribe. There are some other amazing YouTube members, as well as of course Jo, who is the brain behind all the images and stuff. She is really such a creative and sweet person, so definitely follow if you don't do that yet. So the image is colored in, I used the matching dies to cut it out, and now I am onto my panel. So here there are stitch details, and you know me, I just love to mask them off before I start on the ink blending on my panel itself. So that's what I'm doing, just using some cheap purple tape. Really important when you use your purple tape is to actually have it right on there, right on the stitching details. When I finished this panel, I realized that I I just added the left one really crooked. And well, I just had to fix that. But I did that, no worries. Also, normally I use like a really cheap brush. It's like a makeup blending brush that I use normally. Now the shop where I bought it doesn't sell it anymore, so I couldn't buy extras, which was quite annoying because I always clean the brushes in between cards, so I need some backups. Now, since I'm on the team, Time for Tea Designs also has these blender brushes, and I decided to buy some, and I love them. Actually, I love them more than my cheap ones, but you know, I also have cheap ones, so I'm going to use them in other videos still. But just wanted to tell that if you don't have a place where you can buy cheap ones and you're looking for some blending brushes, I am a really big fan of these. They are sturdy, the hairs are really lovely. Also, I am also cleaning them in between the cards, and I'm just going to gradually buy more and more each order I'm making, I think, and so I will build up the amount of blending brushes that I own. So that's the plan. But really they blend really nice, so that's handy to know. Also, another advantage about me being on the design team for you is that in the description box I will list a promotion code actually that gives you 10% off if you use it in the store. That's a gift from Joe to you. So if you're looking to buy some Time for Tea Designs products, you can always use a promotion code in the description box, and then you get 10% off, which is always nice. So use it if you want to. So here I'm almost at the end of the ink blending. You see, I did a gradient of blues, and then on the top I barely touched the panel with the ink. So that's what I did there. So here I realized that my pup tape was not that well adhered on there. So it was a bit crooked. I just went over all those spots again. It's not that easy, so if you can, check it twice before you start ink blending if your masking tape or anything you're using is right on there. But I fixed it, no worries. It worked out fine. Also, I didn't change my blender brush throughout this panel because I'm using all blues. So, well, yeah, that's what I did. Onto stamping out my sentiment, I just decided to stamp it right underneath the place where I want my darling image to be. Stamping it out twice to have a great impression. And then we will work on the shaker, because this card is a shaker card. So for the shaker, I'm just going to add a piece of acetate to start with behind this window. And I decided to just start with a bit of adhesive roller. This way it cannot be oozing from underneath the acetate. And now I'm using the Darice foam strips. These are really handy if you're making a shaker. I love them so much. So if you get the backings off, then it's actually really easy to bend. Really important for your shaker is to have it completely closed, because otherwise the shaker material can get out of it, and that's not what you want. So I decided to add a few more strips next to it just to have everything flat later on, adding a bit of shaker materials. These are Itty Bitty Stars Clear Iridescent from Little Things from Lucy's cards. And I'm just going to add a white piece of paper behind it. So now my shaker actually is done. To be able to add it onto a card base and have everything flat, I'm using my Scotch 3M foam tape, and I'm completely covering the back. This foam tape has the same height as the Darice foam strip, so that's handy. I'm going to add this to my card base, and then I can add this cutie on top of it as well. So for the little bear on the cloud, I am going to use some thin foam squares. I love the thin foam squares from Scrapbook Adhesives. These are the best, if you ask me. And I'm just covering it completely, like always. And once that's on there, I just decided to add a few more stars on my panel. These are tiny stars and they don't stand out that much, but if you tilt the card a bit, then these iridescent stars are truly stunning. Also, they match with the shaker material, so that's something that I really like. And then there is a lot of ink blending, of course, but I also decided to add a few of those stars on the bottom of the card to have everything matching with each other. And again, if it's tilted towards the light, I really like it. I am also going to add a little bit of glossy accents onto the nose of this adorable bear. and then I will finish off the rest of this critter, well, the cloud, using some Stickles, and then this card is completely finished. So this is my first card using Time for Tea Designs products, and there will be many more because this is such a cute brand. I love it so much, so I hope you do too. And of course, I hope that you loved this video and the end result. If you have any questions, you can always leave them down below. I will get back to you as soon as possible. Don't forget to subscribe to the Time for Tea Designs YouTube channel to see all the crafty inspiration using their products. And the final thing that I wanted to say was that there is that promotion code in the description box. So if you want to buy some products, 10% off if you're using that. I hope that you have a wonderful day left, and I will be back soon with some new crafty inspiration. Bye!